That's Record Stop here in King Street, Charleston, the busiest damn area in the neighborhood. And I went to the record store there. Pretty good stuff picked up, so let's see what I got. Greetings, y'all. Welcome to another video, still down here in South Carolina. And as you saw in the intro, this episode we're talking about the store Record Stop, which is on King Street in Charleston, like downtown area. It's very busy. It's like the tourist, centralized place where everybody who visits Charleston wants to go. This is where the cruise ships stop and let people off to wander around for the day. So it's very busy. And this store is right there in the heart of it, Record Stop. I think it's been there for a long time. It's a pretty nice store. They have really good selection. Found a lot of things in there that, appealed to me. I didn't buy all of them, but the prices for the vinyl were pretty good, pretty average, what you'd expect. The used CDs, I do these videos where I want to highlight these record stores across the country, the world, wherever I travel, and never want to kind of say anything necessarily bad about a store or whatever, but their used CD prices were really high. I think a lot of the used CDs were $7.99 or $8.99, something like that, and it really surprised me because it just seemed really overpriced for used CDs, especially the titles I was seeing, And they did have another batch of used CDs and stuff down below the bins, but I didn't really dig through them. So I don't know, maybe there were cheaper ones down there or something. It seemed to me like it was just overflow and prices would have been the same because all the CDs, the used CDs along the wall that I was looking at, all the prices were around that area. So really surprised me, but selection, vinyl, definitely great selection, and prices were pretty on point for that stuff. So let's just take a look what I picked up at Record Stop. From 1980, we get the soundtrack to Penelope Spheeris's awesome punk documentary, The Decline of Western Civilization. All three of the Decline of Western Civilization documentaries are really good. This is my favorite. The heavy metal one is pretty amusing. If you're not familiar with it, it's very entertaining. It was made at the height of the hair metal stuff, so that excess and that Sunset Strip kind of vibe is pretty amusing to watch. And then the third one's mostly centered around these homeless kids, which is kind of interesting. It's all three are very kind of different, but this is the first one. This is the original one. This is the one that centers on the punk bands. As you can see, Darby Crash on the cover here. This is a reissue from 2022. Just thought this would be a good one to pick up. I like the film a lot. I like the performances in it. All these tracks are live. You see we've got Black Flag, we got Alice Bag Band, Fear, X, Circle Jerks, and this is Catholic Discipline, which that band I'm not as familiar with. But some really good tracks on here. I'll open this up really quick. Hey, we're getting an unboxing reveal thing on the video too. How about that? And nothing special. I thought maybe there'd be a little insert to show or something, but there isn't. I'm assuming this is just on black vinyl. There's your record. Everybody loves to see that. I'm looking forward to bringing this home and taking a listen to it. I like it. I have the CD, and from what I remember, the CD took me a little bit of time to find because it could get a little expensive. I don't know if that's ever been reissued, but the one I have is from whenever the original CD was put out. And I do remember I paid a little bit more for that than I would have normally done. But great soundtrack. And like I said, if you haven't seen this film and you like punk and you like these bands, definitely search it out. I think it's pretty easy to find. I think it's streaming lots of places. It used to be really difficult to find. Now it's very easy to find. But Decline of Western Civilization. From 2020, we get The Replacements, the complete Incarcerated Live. The Replacements, if you're not familiar with them, alternative band from the 80s. I think they split in 91 maybe or something like that. Great band, love this band. This particular record, originally it came out on a CD, and it was just like an EP to promote Aching to Be from the Don't Tell a Soul album. So they put out a CD promo with 5 live tracks from this concert and the single Aching to Be on a CD, which I just recently picked up. I finally got a copy of. And then this was issued on vinyl, not CD, unfortunately. I would have loved to have picked this up on CD, but it just was released on vinyl a couple years ago. The complete concert, not just the 5 tracks, but the whole concert. And it's a 3 LP set. And just saw it there and just always wanted to, thought this would be a good concert to own. And so I grabbed it. The Replacements were known to be sometimes kind of sloppy live. The 5 tracks on this that I have heard, they're pretty good. There's, little hints of that sloppiness, but they're kind of having a good night, so to say. So I don't know what the rest of this concert is like. I don't know how the rest of this sounds, but let's open this sucker up. Okay, so we got, what do we got here? Wow, we got some the story of the Replacements Incarcerated. So this will be interesting to read. Bob, I think his last name is pronounced Mehr, M-E-H-R, I'm not really sure. I believe he wrote the book Trouble Boys, all about the Replacements, which if you're a fan of the Replacements, highly recommend reading that book. It's just awesome. Just a big, thick book, just goes into all the details, doesn't hold back about their issues over the years, but definitely worth checking out. So that's kind of interesting. And you got the track list. I don't know if you're seeing that. But yeah, this was recorded at the, the University of Wisconsin in Milwaukee in June 1989. I think this was released, I think there was a sticker on the front. I think this was released as like a record store day thing. And I don't think I've ever owned a 3 LP set, so it's kind of interesting, all these like flaps and folds and everything. And there's just your basic black vinyl Sire, but obviously this is reissued. I think, did Rhino? Yeah, Rhino. Rhino usually handles all those Warner's family labels, reissues, and they always do an incredible job. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to throwing this on and taking a listen. I'll have to read those liner notes, but yeah, just an awesome track list, just kind of covering their career up through 89, which is getting near the end of their career. So, lots of good tunes on here. I know they do a cover of, because it's on the CD, of Another Girl, Another Planet, which I really like. I don't know if there are any other covers. Doesn't look like it, but maybe. Oh, Born to Lose. That should be interesting to hear. If ever a band should cover Born to Lose, it should be the Replacements. But yeah, really cool. Looking forward to getting home and putting this on the turntable. So those are my pickups from the record stop. What I didn't mention in the opening was when I got the records, and I noticed on the bag here that the record stop, not only Charleston, but they have a location in Long Island, New York. And I reached out to my buddy Alan Rosenberg and asked him if he had ever heard of it. He was very familiar with the place. So yeah, kind of interesting. So if you're in the Long Island area, maybe you could check out the record stop out there. Or if you're in Charleston, head over to King Street, brave the crowds, and check out Record Stop. So let me know if you're familiar with these records, if you like them, your thoughts on them. If you ever got to see the Replacements live, that'd be kind of cool. Yeah, thanks for watching. We'll see you the next time. Later on.